This is not a lesson in loneliness. It is a manual for sovereignty. You cannot build a fortress while hosting the entire town inside its walls. There is a necessary solitude, not of punishment, but of craftsmanship. A quiet space where the only voice you must answer is the one that speaks in principles. Stay alone not out of fear of others, but out of respect for the self you have not yet met. We mistake company for completion. We believe the noise of others will silence the dissonance within. But the crowd is a chorus you cannot conduct. You can only add your voice to its confusion, hoping to be harmonized. This is an escape from the one project that matters, the mastery of your own mind. Solitude is the workshop. It is the forge where raw character is shaped by the hammer of your will against the anvil of your principles. To enter it is not to retreat from life, but to advance to its vital, hidden front, the battle for self-command. In the quiet, you hear the true battle lines. The enemy is not outside. The enemy is the internal chaos, the reactive impulses, the borrowed opinions, the fear that wears 1,000 masks. Lesson 1, alone, you meet your true advisors. In company, you are advised by ego, by the desire to please, by the fear of judgment. In solitude, your only advisors are reason, nature, and your deepest values. Here, you can finally hear their counsel. You learn to distinguish your own voice from the echo of the crowd. Lesson 2, you learn to bear the weight of your own silence. The urge to fill silence with distraction, with a phone, with music, with anyone's voice but your own, is a flight from self. Sit in the quiet until the frantic need to flee passes. What remains is you. This is the foundation of strength, the ability to be comfortable in your own presence, without external validation. Lesson 3, you dismantle the performances. Who are you when no one is watching? Not the person tailored for a parent, a partner, or a peer. Strip away the performances. The quiet reveals the costume, and allows you to slowly, stitch by stitch, remove it. Authenticity is not found in the applause of others, but in the silence where pretense has no audience. Lesson 4, you practice the only conversation that matters. The internal dialogue. This is where your life is governed. In solitude, you can audit this conversation. Are you speaking to yourself with criticism or with clarity? With panic or with principle? You become the editor of your own mind, rewriting the frantic narrative into one of sober, steadfast purpose. Lesson 5, you discover that boredom is the gateway to creation. The frantic search for external stimulus is a denial of your own creative capacity. In the void of planned entertainment, your own mind begins to generate, to problem solve, to imagine. Boredom, embraced, becomes the fertile ground where your true interests and talents begin to grow. Lesson 6, you inoculate yourself against the fear of abandonment. When you can be your own source of peace, you cease to be dependent on others for it. This doesn't make you cold, it makes you whole. You enter relationships from a place of choice and abundance, not from need and lack. You are not a half seeking completion, but a whole seeking connection. Lesson 7, you build your inner citadel, brick by brick. Each moment of chosen solitude is a stone laid in your fortress. Each principle clarified in the quiet is mortar. Each temptation resisted without an audience is a strengthening of the walls. This citadel, your unassailable peace and self-worth, cannot be built in a marketplace. It is built in the quarry of your own reflection. Lesson 8, you master your reactions before you offer them to the world. An untrained reaction is a liability. In solitude, you can practice. Provoke yourself with difficult questions. Meet imagined adversity with premeditated virtue. When you finally step back into the social fray, you are not a reactive animal, but a responsive human. Your actions are chosen, not triggered. Lesson 9, you define your values by living them, not by announcing them. Without witnesses, your actions are your only measure. Do you work diligently when no one praises you? Are you honest when no one would ever know? This is integrity in its purest form. Your character is forged in the private choices no one sees. Lesson 10, you learn that alone and lonely are different countries. Loneliness is the pain of feeling disconnected. Aloneness is the conscious choice for connection with something deeper, with your work, with nature, with your own spirit. Mastery transforms the ache of loneliness into the richness of purposeful solitude. This is not a permanent exile. It is a deliberate apprenticeship. You stay alone until the noise inside settles. Until your happiness is no longer a variable dependent on external factors. until you can look in the mirror and see not a stranger seeking approval, but a sovereign, familiar, and firm. Then, and only then, are you fit for company. Not because you need it, but because you can contribute to it without draining it. You bring a finished self to the relationship, not a list of demands for completion. Your presence becomes a gift of stability, not a request for validation. Mastery is not a destination you announce. It is a quality of presence that others recognize. It is the calm in your eyes that comes from having made peace with your own mind. It is the unwavering voice that comes from having listened to your own truth in the silence. The world is full of people who have never met themselves. Do not be one of them. Withdraw. Not forever, but for long enough to hear the signal through the noise. To build the core that cannot be shaken. To master the instrument of yourself, so that when you finally join the orchestra of life, you play your part from a place of unshakable tune and timing. The most important relationship you will ever have is the one you build with yourself in the quiet room of your own soul. Furnish that room with principle. Learn its every corner. Become its unwavering master. Then open the door. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Marcus Aurelius.